You're listening to Weeknight Wizards.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weeknight Wizards, D&D 5e, Isles of Hebria. My name is Anthony. I am your unfriendly neighborhood GM. I am joined, at long last, once again, by all four of the gamesmen. They're here. Nick's back.
I'm back. Hello.
Hi, Nick.
The gamesman of the apocalypse.
That's not what I said.
It is the apocalypse right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Friends, I'm officially conceding. We're not going to do the leitmotif question.
That's bad.
It's been too long. It's been poo-pooed enough. So,
Just
listeners, if you've made it this far, pitch us your leitmotifs for each of the characters, the PCs. I'd love to hear them. Greg's
That's an
giving me a big
insane
thumbs down.
question. That's an insane question to prompt with no context for the fact that we've been joking about talking about leitmotifs for a month off camera.
I swear
little
you've
bit
asked this
on
question
camera.
before. In
No,
a different way.
not.
In a different way. You've asked
don't
what
think
our
so.
character's theme song was.
That's a different thing, Nick.
I said in a different way, but it's a similar question.
Similar.
Anyway, get at us. If you've made it this far, you've listened to ostensibly 33 of these things. So you've got a good feel for the characters. Let us know musically how they feel to you.
It's coconut malt.
My player question for y'all instead is inspired by our conversation from before we started streaming. Who or what, I suppose, is your favorite side character from a Miyazaki film?
Oh.
And why?
Favorite side character. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want your Sans or your Sens or your Prince Ashitakas.
I can go first. I'm a really big fan of the Heron and in The Boy and the Heron,
Okay.
who was
Titular
voiced
character.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing that I think is interesting about that character is that I feel like in a lot of Miyazaki's films, they're obviously protagonist-led, but the Heron felt like a fully developed and real character with its own stakes and personality and life, and I thought that was a nice focus. So, yeah, I'll go with the Heron. I thought it was very
Yeah,
Shout out
usually in his movies, the bird character is actually a transformed older woman.
yeah, and this time it's not.
Yeah. Shout out to
yeah.
Robert Pattinson for being a
Yeah.
fucking weirdo in that one too.
Yeah, good voice acting. But yeah, Heron, I think that's a good
Heron's
side
very good.
character.
You go.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the little boy in Totoro, whose name I get confused with the little boy in Kiki's Delivery Service because they're really similar. It's
You
like
mean the one with the bicycle?
Yeah, he has a fucked up
Concept.
way of riding a bicycle.
Yes, he does. Well, it's too big for him.
I know, but it's just funny.
His name is Kanta.
Kanta. I like him because of his fucked up way of riding a bicycle.
Yeah, that's as good a reason as any to like a side character.
Yeah.
Joe, you said that, and I'm like, I know I have this name in my brain somewhere. I'm like, oh yeah, I know this name because they shout it so many times in that film.
They do yell it a lot, and he's like
They yell
not
so
important at all.
It's true to life. Everybody be yelling names.
Mm-hmm. Also, Cat Bus, obviously.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so my instinct is I think Calcifer is extremely good and extremely charming. But I don't think actually my favorite because I think Moro, the wolf mom, is the fucking coolest. Like that. There's nothing cooler than the gigantic sentient like white wolf. I'm like, too cool. So I'm gonna go with
Is
Moro.
there anything cooler? Perhaps a gigantic human-faced stag that transforms into the Nightwalker?
Okay, hot take. I love the design, but I don't like. I'm like, yeah, I feel nothing for the Forest Guardian.
You're as bad as the Lady of Iron
Truly,
Town.
truly. She's also, honestly, Lady of Irontown also up there for best side characters.
Yeah, Eboshi
I think
slaps.
I think the side characters of Mononoke are
Before
the
you name the
real
one I
stick-
picked,
Okay.
slow down here.
Have I talked to you about Chico?
It is Chicobo. He is my favorite, but like my favorite side character. And I know he's an antagonist, and I know he's kind of a dick, but I just think he really does. He has a goal, and he stops at nothing to do it. And he's pretty conniving, and he convinces other people to follow him, even And I don't know. He's just
You talking
great.
about Billy Bob
Jigo-
Thornton?
Yeah, Jigo in the English dub.
Okay,
I was-
that name did not live in my head.
I would like to say,
Yeah,
special shout out to the shitty witch in Kiki's Livery Service, who's like also Kiki's age, right when she's flying around. She's in it for like 30 seconds, and she's just a bitch to her.
yeah. He convinced Lady
So
Eboshi
good.
to help him scheme, and nobody convinced her to do anything. And I just thought it was good.
He's a
I
good
don't
character.
remember. I haven't seen Kiki's in a long time, so I don't remember that shitty witch.
Oh, she's so funny.
Maybe that's
Um,
what you should introduce your son to, and not this trash Cars you've been trying to show him.
Hey, before Cars, I showed him all of Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's not all trash, Michael.
Oh, he's seen one movie that I've never seen.
He's seen it all the way through too.
Uh-huh. I played the Kingdom Hearts level
That's not the same thing.
in
It's
326
No,
over 2 days.
It's not the same thing. I'm with Anthony here.
Those are all excellent choices. Well done, team. I like all of the characters that you chose. The one that I think the one that comes to me quickest is Kamaji, the Boiler Man.
I was
very
saying
good.
about saying Kamaji. I like that guy
I
a
love
lot.
that freak. He's so good. He's got the Robotnik mustache and glasses,
Yeah.
but 6 arms.
Honestly, do you think about other side characters like No Face? It's like there's
Yeah.
so many they almost
No Face is
make the
good.
movies far better than most of the protagonists do. I
The
would
big
say.
ass baby.
Easily.
Yes, baby. Yeah.
That's her grandson.
Or just the three heads that go.
Excellent.
I always wanted to do a tattoo with my two brothers where we each got one of those heads tattooed
One of
on
the three.
us.
Oh my god! And you could put your arms together and make them
I
stack
really-
on
so
top.
good.
I really want to do it, but I don't think they'd be down because it's such an
No.
ugly tattoo.
You'll all have to get it on your scalps and then let your hair grow back over it. And then there's a surprise that when you all lose your hair older as you get older,
Reveal.
that you become the heads.
Amazing. I'm kind of curious. So normally we have Michael or Greg give us the recap, but Nick, I'd like to test you since you.
That's a bad idea.
Nah,
That's
I want to see what you've absorbed from listening to our sessions.
I haven't been able to listen to them all the way through each of them. I've read all the notes, but it's just a bad idea. I know kind of what Wanayi's doing, and I kind of know what the characters are doing, but not the finer details. I'll be honest. It's just a bad idea. In fact, I was hoping to hear a good recap from you guys.
We'll watch the learning take place together. Will
What?
somebody else give us the recap
Oh,
then?
I was like, huh?
Huh?
Huh? Nani?
Nani?
Huh?
Yep. Okay, so do you want to recap specifically since you've been gone, Nick, or do you want just this last session?
Maybe TLDR, the 2 sessions ago
Sure.
one, and then normal.
Basically, yes. So since you've been gone by
Avril
I got a feeling it's like the first time.
Kelly
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson. Okay, so stupid.
I can read for
So-
the first time.
yes. So we wrapped up. I believe since you left, Nick, we wrapped up the trial. And we made our way to the capital. And you, Wanayi, went back to help the turtles prepare. Was how we
Vera's trial, not
yes,
the
not the other trial. Yes,
other
Right, the
trial.
trial
of the scale.
Scale, thank you.
Yes,
Important.
Correct. So yes, and we went to the city. We met up with Kiara. We had to get our get at least Vera's Cathar in, because metallurgist items are banned from the city. And then we had to start preparing for the various political machinations coming up, as well as starting to plan a potential heist of the Star of Erebus. We divided and conquered a little bit. So Vera met up with Sintra, a sorceress, or some sort of magic lady, to talk about general magic of the city, and also to learn more about the Star of Erebus. Manny went to get a gift for the Yuan Ti representative, and try to win her over to the Turtles' cause. And I think that because she's already pro letting Vazla off the hook. That was Talus, I believe.
Correct.
You got it for. And Quinn and Kiara started planning for the heist itself, coming up with some strategies for it. We then
I
made
thought
our
they didn't
way.
get along.
No, but they are working together.
I see.
Yes,
And
they
they
have
kind
worked
of
together.
made up a little bit.
Mhm. Yes, Kiara did give him a peace offering, which doesn't mean she won't stab him in the back. But
He gave him a big old topaz.
yeah.
Yeah.
We made our way after doing some prep to the big gala party of all the dignitaries. The what are they, primuses?
The primacies.
Yes, the primacies. And there's a delegation of turtles. Quinn and Vera spoke with Nephra of the Gorgons, as well as Vrya, who's their nobilis, right? Or
She's
demigod.
the demigod of
All
the
right, we
Gorgons.
flipped those. Yes. And Manny made the offering to Talus, which seemed to go over well. It was a staff, a magical staff that he got on behind closed doors in a magical black market. And we still had a few things to cover. I think I need to copy my big list, but fundamentally, we've perhaps gotten Talus on our side, which might help push the turtles over the edge. We still want to attempt to sway others. I believe Quinn and Vera were speaking to Rena of the Lamia, who wants them to, one of them, particularly Quinn, to give up something very valuable to show that he believes in the cause, and that would help sway her. Quinn or anyone has to give up something very personal. And we still have to work on the case against Vazla. And the people we have to sway are either Zazria Goldcoil of the Naga, we have not spoken to yet, Zepha of the Tieflings, who's in the middle of the room, Myron of the Elves, who is anti-Vazla and anti-Turtle, and we know might have some dirt, might be corrupt, but we haven't found any evidence yet. And then there's Caliph of the Humans, who's also anti-Vazla, anti-Turtle, who we also don't have any info on. So we have a few more people to chat with at this party at the very least. And then tomorrow will be the trial, and also our best chance of stealing the Star of Erebus, which we learned is something they'll trot out to let them mind meld with whoever is on trial to view their deeds and judge them. Right, Anthony?
Yep. That's for the Vazla trial, not for the Turtle hearing.
Right. Yes, they don't need to go in anyone's brain for that. But those are the big things that I remember.
Yep. Any questions, Nick?
A lot, but it can wait. I mean, Wanayi is not present, clearly.
True.
Yet.
Yep. But Yeah, no, I get it. The party is schmoozing,
Yeah.
trying
So
to sway some votes.
so if you'd like, Wanayi, you likely would have accompanied the delegation of turtles
Okay.
who are currently clicked up over here.
Yep, I saw him.
You don't have to be with them. You can be doing something else if you want
You
to
want to
be.
Do we want to do any cool flashbacks to what your time with the turtles? They
Yeah,
make up
He's
on
just,
TikTok.
he's just eating off in the corner. Okay.
just housing a plate of hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Oh, Wanayi, I didn't see you over there.
Actually, if
What,
Wanayi is
man?
here, it also means that why can I never remember his name? Our little metal boy.
Sevi?
Zevi,
Zevi.
yeah, Sevi. Sevi's here, and we could maybe. I wonder if we could use Sevi to influence the human delegate. You're like, hey, like this is a good.
Was the human delegate from the last place we just were?
No, he lives here.
No. The human.
The delegate is part of this empire.
Caliphate?
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Caliph, yeah.
They're the primus of the human clan.
For some reason, I thought they were from Karkarum.
That's probably because Karkarum is a caliphate,
Yes.
and her name is
Yeah, that's-
Caliphate.
Yeah, that's the association there.
Mm-hmm.
Sevi, if Sevi accompanied Wanayi, would have been rejected by the shield of Trisalis and probably went to wait in the ship.
Oh. Well, that's wild. Yeah.
Anthony, good catch. I definitely would have let him in if I was GMing. I
How
would.
about this one?
I would not have caught your.
That's also, I think actually, we didn't know necessarily his origin was. Did we know his origin was metallurgist?
I believe we
Yes.
did.
You did.
Did I forget it over the past 6 months or so? Probably.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
So, just real quick, you guys sent me back to us two episodes ago, to help the turtles, quote unquote.
I think in the in my explanation you volunteered to do it.
Sure. Okay. That's fine. I'm not questioning what happened. I'm trying to get into where Wanayi's at currently,
Emotionally.
Yeah. Well, and practically.
Corporeally.
I kind of assume we sent you with like a delegation writings and like kind of a who's who and who you need to talk to and like how to appeal to elves,
They gave you the whole delegation kit.
Yeah.
Just full of dossiers.
Got it. Okay.
We know how you like dossiers.
I'm such a fan.
It's right up there on Wanayi's personality traits on his character sheet. Loves dossiers.
Afraid of witches, loves dossiers.
Loves dossiers.
And just to be clear, did you guys end with your conversation ending with Nefra and Vrya?
I believe so.
I think the last conversation was between Manny and Talus.
Yes, that was the last thing we did.
Yeah, Nefra and Vera are they're already on our side. So we were just we had been speaking to Reyna and she stormed off.
Yep. Well, she didn't storm off. She delivered her ultimatum of you need to give me something if you want me on your side, and then she decided to visit the food tray over here.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's eating?
While you're housing away your
I've got an inn. I've got an inn.
I've got an inn.
God, I love women who eat. Especially if
Does
they
she,
got a big old snake tail.
I said,
And a
did she unhinge
dossier.
her jaw and just eat the whole tray?
It would be rude to watch.
Everyone averts their eyes tastefully.
Yeah, well, okay, so I don't want to interrupt what you guys were doing. That's all I'm trying to kind of
No, you're good.
get to. Okay.
You're not gonna Bowser spin through the window?
I am not Bowser spinning through the window. In fact, I like to think that I came prepared for this and am
In a tuxedo.
not dressed. I'm not dressed nicely because we don't really dress. However, thanks to a wonderful bit of advice from one of our compatriots here, we are all painted very similarly. The turtles.
Mm-hmm. I see, like in honor ceremonial.
Yes, like ceremonial garb.
Decor.
Yep.
Is this
But
like
the
a paint?
colors
Is this a painted turtle joke?
No.
Yes,
actually
it could
not.
be.
Clothes don't
have-
really fit turtles very well.
Mhm.
So
That's fair. How are you painted?
oh. I was
It
not
doesn't.
prepared for this.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The same.
No,
Great.
however you want to be painted.
I'm not trying to catch you in something. I'm just looking for a little flavor here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
I
just
hear
a
ya.
tie painted on the front, so they're formal.
No. So the shells are mostly the ones that are accented with colors. So I would say bright colors in sort of fan patterns, like sort of outside of the shell and heading out. Because we're all pretty dark colored, skinned and shelled in general. So it's to brighten it up as just symbols of the earth, symbols of growth and flowers sprouting and that kind of thing. Just no face paint. Chests are sort of very, very lightly painted, just around like accenting arms, legs, things like that.
Cool. I like it. Okay, so to set the scene, we've got Rena over here. Nephra and Vria are talking with Vera and Quinn. We've got Kiara in her disguise. Here, I don't remember if she was like giving you guys space or what her angle was, but she is, I think, politely backed away while you have your conversation. Manny is still talking with Talus over here on this side. We've got our knot of humans, our knot of elves, and our knot of. I've just kind of in my head been calling them the weirder snake folk. We got our Lamia and Gorgon, so we've got our Yuan Ti and our Naga over here. And then in the middle, we've got all of these folks are still dancing. There is music being piped in and included in the dancing. I think these are all elves that are dancing because this is Trisalis, which is the hub of elvendom in Ariabus. But one of the dancers is the Primus Zifa. And let's see, we've got more food spreads at the back here. There are 2 other exits from the hall, in addition to the main entrance that you all came from. And I would say that at this point, the party has been going on for about an hour. And so I'd say, this isn't like an all-night rager, so you probably got another maybe hour or 2 while you're still allowed access to the central palace. And before we continue, I'm going to mute and open my next drink.
I immediately go up to the most complicated NPC voice and start asking questions like, "Where were you?" And then
So good of you to ask.
Wait, who's that? I want to talk to that.
Yeah,
I want to talk to that guy.
Weirdly enough, that was a ghost.
Oh, there's ghosts.
Yeah, but not everybody can see or hear them.
just Manny. Oh,
Just
guys, I think we have to go. Place is haunted. So I think Manny backs away. Like he's had his time with Talus. He does eye Zazria there, who he knows can be convinced through non-monetary incentives, but doesn't know what they are. He kind of looks over the other group to see if anyone's making a move to talk to anyone else. He gives a thumbs up to the turtles in the corner.
You see when I wave.
Well, thanks, Manny.
Oh, great, guys.
I think Quinn will go over and talk to Zazria. He'll excuse himself from the conversation and go talk to Zazria.
Sure. I think that Talus would have rejoined here. Let me enlarge for detail here, and then move her. This is Zazria Goldcoil,
Played by Gal Gadot.
No,
Not really, actually.
Typecasting.
Never mind. She was behind the snakes when I originally said that.
I think all 5 of these snake folk see you approach, and they flick their slitted eyes toward you. Make some sort of a charisma check.
How do you feel about persuasion? As for just like, or I could do performance. It's just like, here I am, like a.
Ta-da!
So this is some sort of a persuasion. You can flavor it however you'd like, Joe, but roll charisma so as not to be intimidated by these powerful and in your hair and gun senses, you might even think maybe hungry looking.
Yeah.
Snake folk.
Okay. I'll do performance.
Okay.
23.
That beats my check of a 22. Well done.
I like the idea that if Quinn was trying to seduce them and he rolled great on a performance, he'd look like a snack. And if he rolled badly on a performance, he'd look like a snack.
Ever.
Do you have inspiration right now?
You can't take it away.
I can.
He can do whatever he wants.
I don't think so.
Yes. So you approach them. How would you like to greet these powerful people?
Yeah. I went through like 4 jokes and I have to put them all aside. I think he's just gonna walk up and he's gonna have like a plate that has like very specific appetizers on it. From across the room I've been watching like what they've been eating the most of, and I'm gonna get a plate full of that appetizer.
Okay.
So probably like dead mice or something.
That is racist.
Okay, you're probably bacon wrapped dead mice.
I mean, you call them dead mice, but like
they are half
Live mice
alive.
need more upsetting.
If they were serving sliders, would you not say that they're pieces of dead cow on a bun?
What would you call mouse meat?
I wouldn't.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk up with these appetizers. Well, have you all had any of these? I think they're calling them, I don't know,
Mousels?
Mousels.
Like a morsel.
Any of these bacon wrapped mousels? They're just to die for.
You're really committing to this one, huh?
And he comes around the column and takes one.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold out the plate to offer them to.
Are you trying to say something, Greg?
all I was gonna say is that the beauty of a role-playing game with dice is that if it's a success, you can do nothing about the way that Joe wants to approach this problem, which he has already succeeded in the eyes of the law. So
That,
you're
unfortunately, is
you're
true.
just
In
stuck with it.
Herringon culture, this is known as an icebreaker.
Ah.
A mice breaker, please.
A mice breaker.
Do you have inspiration right now?
If not, you should give it to him. He's earned it.
No,
Doing the Lord's work.
I'm only here to take.
He's taking it away. No.
Zazria reaches across and plucks one from the tray and says, My, you do have good taste for a Herringon. She pops it into her mouth.
Well, you know, a lot of my folk like to stay away from the meat persuasions, but I've always had a taste for it myself. Always.
Zazria eyes Manny kind of lurking over there. Two visitors to our shores. Are you here for the hearing tomorrow? The trial?
Oh, yes. Well, this is my compatriot, Manny. We traveled together, and yeah, we're here for the trial. We've got a little piece of the pie in our favor, like anyone does.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we have a vested interest in the benefit and welfare of the turtles. They've been really close allies to us, and we're just returning the favor.
Well, I can't agree more on the turtles. We haven't had a new line admitted to the Republic in centuries. I think it's time for a fresh start.
What
Yeah, you hoping to shake things up? Has there been a little bit of you need to break some ties on the console?
Oh, it's just stale. Unlike these.
These are the freshest hors d'oeuvres I've ever had.
You can see how sad Anthony is every time he has to interact with Joe's idea.
Wait until later.
Wow, thanks. The trial, though, and she takes another one. I hope that bitch burns.
Oh,
No.
you have something against sorry there, didn't mean to step on your toes there, Quinn, as he actually steps on Quinn's toes. Something against Vazla?
Accidentally slams his foot down and his hoof down and breaks all of
Crushes
Quinn's
his
toes.
paw.
It's alright. I do have very big feet for jumping.
Well, you know, Harrigan with big feet.
High jumping, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone nods. Everyone
Yeah,
nods
yeah.
knowingly.
Sorry, did Manny ask a question before
Oh,
we
just
got
what
derailed?
she had against Vazla? Does she burp up one of her mice?
I'm sorry, I've been drinking bubbly beverages.
It's okay.
Me, I've been drinking bubbly beverages. Oh, it's nothing against Fosla in particular. I just think those Gorgons have been given too many second chances.
Shit. And he looks at Quinn. Manny also then turns and looks at Vera and gives a thumbs down.
Now, I must say, I am new to this region of the world. I'm not as well traveled as many of my compatriots. What
Oh, it doesn't show at all.
can what's the history between you and the Gorgons?
She gives you a tight smile. Let's just say it is not entirely amicable.
All right. Now, this is more of a philosophical question, but do you believe that death is worse than life in prison?
It's not about better or worse. It's about justice, following the law.
I suppose is it justice if someone might have been a victim themselves, though, such as temporary insanity, magical influence.
We've all received the briefing on the trial, but
Oh, a dossier.
we
My friend loves dossiers.
Did
Oh,
I
it
hear
does?
dossier? Did I hear?
Big. Wanayi like perks up from across the
Yeah.
room.
big dossier Stan over here. But we will all of the true details will come out during the trial, I'm sure. You know that we will be using the star and its immense power to
Right.
truly see what makes her
And-
tick.
Sorry, remind me, as a group, we're not like super invested in like what we want is a fair trial, right?
Correct. You are 2 for Vazla being spared and 2 for whatever happens.
Okay, that was what I thought. I was just like, as long as it's fair and that's what's determined by the court, like that's what
Yeah.
I like. I think that's what Quinn wants.
Now, sorry, Zazri, can I ask, as I understand it with the star, it sounds like some powerful magic. Like you all see into the mind, right, of the person? Do you guys share a mind with each other too, or you all make your own independent conclusions?
We will confer in this plane, but our mind, the power of the star is to be able to selectively share the mind of one with many.
Gotcha, like an airdrop scenario.
More like a PowerPoint presentation.
I think so. I feel like it's not quite okay. Sure. But I guess what's hard is that I mean, do you find in these trials that do people really change their mind? It seems like a lot of from what I hear, unfortunately, there's a lot of belief that the council makes up their mind before they even use the star. What would change your mind?
We all come into trials with our preconceived notions. No one is perfectly what's the word I'm looking for here? Indifferent?
Unbiased?
Unbiased, thank you. But I can safely say that in every trial I've participated in, seeing the true inner workings of a person's mind, their motivations, whether they believe themselves to be in the right versus what actually transpired, I've seen every member of the council change their minds. It all comes down to what we see and how we interpret it.
So would you say someone who? Sorry, you go. I've been talking a lot.
I was gonna say that's I was gonna change the subject. So you have something on the subject. Go ahead.
Well, I just yeah. I guess So I'm curious, for you, what would change your mind? Would it be if you saw that there was remorse, or that if the perpetrator felt they were doing wrong but couldn't control it because of say magical influence, or I mean, I guess it's in a case of this feels like an interesting case because there's a lot of question of the culpability due to magical influence.
I'll freely admit I feel as though I already have my mind pretty well made up on this one, but if you've not experienced it before, it is a truly unique experience, and I cannot say for sure whether I'll see something in her mind that convinces me or if my current beliefs will hold true.
I'm sorry, the way you said that, is there a way we could get to try the Star of Aribus? Because I would like to sign up for that to see.
I assumed that when this Harangon said that he had an interest in the trial, he's part of her defense. Any part of the defense
we would get it too.
will be included. Yes.
Sorry, I didn't. I think I forgot that detail. So like
Okay.
that expunged from the in-game chat record.
Well, and I am just a simple
We'll add it to
country
Manny's
lawyer.
dossier.
Well, back on the latter subject of, introducing the turtles into the council. What do you think? What do you think's the biggest sticking point in making that happen?
I would say that the biggest sticking point is standing about 50 feet 50 feet behind me. And
Calafi of the humans?
55 feet across the hall. Those two...
An uncanny measurement.
Just a laser line eye. Those two are so damn stuck in their ways. It's so... I don't know. I've been on the council for a long time, but no one's been on the council for as long as Marin. And they give me the creeps.
Does it need to be unanimous, Anthony? I don't know if this was discussed in a previous
No,
episode. It does not.
They just need a majority vote.
It's a majority, okay.
Yep.
Well, and Talus, I hear that you're actually anti-turtle as well. What reason do you have?
No, she's pro-turtle. Or well, we've maybe gotten her over.
Pro turtle
But
question mark. You gave the staff.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Previously anti, but she's warming up to the idea.
Got it. We didn't change our
Now, less
our,
anti.
It's on the current
yellow.
34. I've put it on the current one. I don't know where you're referring to, but in session
yes.
34 notes, it is there.
I was looking at 32.
Let's
You
look at-
fool,
can look at the
you're looking at
current
an
notes.
outdated dossier.
I was looking at an outdated dossier.
There's no good way to use tabs and update a spreadsheet between them. So
all right. Do you
can ask.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still gonna ask because Quinn doesn't know that Talus has flipped yet, so that
Sure.
is still a question I'm asking.
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, it was just Talus. I hear rumors. Sorry. What's the Chancellor Talus? What's the
Primus.
Primus? Primus Talus. I hear that you are against the turtles joining the council. I'm curious to hear your reasons as to why. I'm just trying to, gather some information, see kind of what we're up against.
I'm just wary of inviting new lines into the Republic. Functions well enough as it is. Sorry. It functions well enough as it is without adding new blood. But I might come around to Zazria's way of thinking.
I was just gonna say, do you not add new blood every time a Primus changes?
Not in the same way.
Interesting. Well, if you were to try and convince Birin and Caliphie, where would you start? I understand maybe you cannot for political purposes, but let's say you were to try. How would you give it a shot?
You want me to do your job for you? Is that what you're asking?
I'm just looking for input. I'm certainly willing to carry out any dirty work you need me to. For a price.
I'll keep that in mind. Marin has been on the council for the longest of any of us, 7. And I know they've got some skeletons in their closet.
It's
you just have
funny.
to pick up what they are.
You're not the first person to tell us that, but no one seems to be ever willing to say anything regarding said skeletons. So either they're very well kept, or people are very afraid.
Or those of us close to power are keen on keeping it, and information does not come without a price. Young Minotaur.
Manny shrugs and goes, well, those in power also tend to want to move up, and if it seems that there's someone who's monopolizing power the longest, then they'd benefit from a little shift themselves, I would think.
Excellently put, Manny.
We are all of us 7 primacies. There is nowhere higher to go in this republic, but the 2 of them have formed a voting bloc for a long time.
Be a shame if something came between that.
It certainly would. You are
Yeah.
crafty.
So if someone could maybe point some interested parties in the right direction, I feel like it would benefit, well, almost everyone on the council.
Make a
Manny
persuasion.
smiles and eats one of the mousels and almost throws up.
Trying to be real slick,
Yeah.
just eats it real
Make a persuasion check, Manny. Let me set it for mortal difficulty.
Can I assist?
You may.
I do that. It's an 18.
Okay. Cool. Let's roll
That
with
gives
advantage.
me advantage. Okay. Persuasion, you say?
Yes, please.
Natural 20. Didn't even need it.
Talus looks both ways. She looks at Zazria, and Zazria kind of like rolls her eyes and nods, and Talus sort of beckons you both to like join her on the other side of the pillar where they can't see you directly.
Quinn is gonna come over and spin a chair around, cool youth director style.
Hell yeah. That's how you know that you're engaged.
Uh-huh.
Tell me more. You gonna join them, Manny?
I'm sorry, I was taking notes. Yes, I will.
Okay. This was likely centuries ago, because I don't remember what the exact relation is, but sometime in the past, we know that Mirren courted one of Caliphae's, we'll say, ancestor. I don't know if it was a great-grandfather or double great or how far back it goes, but it was messy. It has been covered up over the centuries. Marin has paid off a lot of people to keep quiet about it, but it was a shameful thing what happened between them, and those of us that still know that it has been very hard for Mirren to live it down. I think that reintroducing that into the zeitgeist would drive that wedge you're looking for.
If only we knew a well-distributed author. And he turns and winks at Quinn.
I'll have to get
And
in touch with my friend Kenneth Adams.
And if you're looking to go about things in another way, you're a tall, strapping minotaur. I think you could intimidate the shit out of Caliphae. Look at them.
Many blushes.
Look at them. They're just a shrimpy little human. Go beat the shit out of them.
You don't think that beating up a leader of...
Well, don't do it here.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Back alley. Wear a head covering or something to disguise your everything.
You see a thought bubble above Manny's head with like him putting like the equivalent of a ski mask on and having still his massive horns. Like, yeah, you're right. That would definitely hide my identity. But understood. I appreciate the tips.
Let's go over to Vera and Wanayi.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
You said that Rena
Yeah.
kind of stormed off from Vera and
She
went
didn't
to.
storm off. She sauntered away,
Okay.
But in a slithery way.
but in
Right?
like a slithery, sauntery way.
She has no negative relationship to us. It's that she just made it abundantly clear, if you want my support, you need to do this for me. So she's kind of laying the stakes out for us, but she's
Yeah.
like perfectly nice and willing to talk. She's not like
So
weird.
I'm going totally off of the notes and the things I'm reading about here when I
Yeah.
do this here.
Let's go.
Because I didn't experience any of that conversation.
Yeah.
And
So
neither
it's
did
just like real
Wanayi.
life, where you wouldn't have experienced it.
You said she was eating, right? Just like
Yes.
real life. I'm gonna walk up, and just kind of eye what she is partaking in and pick up some of the same, and
Sure.
begin to eat it.
Yeah, it is really thick cut slices of maple glazed bacon and some charred sausage link, and then there's also some like olive, uh,
Tapenade.
like a tapenade. Yeah,
They really kind of go all out for these things, don't they?
they really do. And you know what? I fucking love it.
It's pretty good. I think I've made this before. We do it a little differently where I'm from, but
You've made this like this entire spread before?
well, some of this, yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
When I was very young, before my family and friends sort of were taken, we sat around often and ate, cooked together, prepared meals.
Are you trying to guilt me into doing something for you?
I don't actually know you. My name's Wanayi.
Pleasure to meet you, Wanayi. My name is Rena, and I'm very used to people trying to guilt me into doing things.
Well, as mentioned, I'm not familiar with you, Rena. I'm not from around these parts. I've sort of been translocated for a while.
What brings you to our shores? Are you part of the delegation?
I would say more by happenstance than by choice. I had some terrible things happen when I was young and was separated from my people. Are you familiar with Mazad?
No, never heard of him.
Well, something happened. I don't know what, but a large amount of turtles, instead of liking to sit around and cook and eat, they wanted to kill and steal and take.
Hmm.
And, well, that delegate over there's what's left of the ones that liked to cook and that liked to eat and be with family and friends. So,
So you're telling me that whatever happened could also flip them, and that we should be extremely worried about inviting them into our republic.
it's not that simple. It's not as simple as flipping things. There are some, I assume there are some in your race that are not good. Mazad's influence took those that had some of that not good in them. Is everybody? You're a Lamia, correct?
Yes.
Is every
She
Lamia...
looks down
Yeah,
questioningly.
checks her tail that she's on. Are all of your people good?
No, not all of any people are good or bad.
I think I have a question for you. Do you like stew?
I
I say
do.
there's a man at the party named Stu.
There
I-
isn't.
I've known a recipe for some time that if you eat it, you will have a wonderful day.
This is a super deep cut, but if you just whip out a Monster Hunter cooking pot and whip up a meal right here in the middle of the room.
Let me show you. And
He's still got the pot on his back.
No, he removes some of the he removes some of the trays and kind of pushes things out of the way and takes the warmers and sort of makes a little pot. And I start to take the ingredients and mix them together and do my cooking and
These aren't ingredients, Nick. These are finished dishes.
An angry chef comes out of the back and goes, "What are you doing? Why are you messing up with my food?"
I've got some ingredients. How about that?
Oh.
Can I have some ingredients?
In your formal wear, sure.
I don't have formal wear. We discussed
right.
this.
He's got a formal bandolier of spices.
That's right.
That is completely
Salt,
up his fucking
pepper,
alley.
basil.
Sure.
Now, it takes time to truly let the magic work. But try this.
She does. What do I make you roll for stew?
Performance cook.
We had something. Yeah, we had something.
There's a tool.
Tool
You can roll a
proficiency?
tool proficiency.
That's right. Nick, can you roll a tool proficiency for me?
I don't have one of those set up.
How did you roll it before, I wonder?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
you've done it before.
Is
When you do that for your
medicine? Was it medicine? Didn't I, or Nate? I thought it was medicine that I chose.
It's chicken soup is medicine for the soul, so
It's true. There's a lot of books about it.
yeah.
Because a tool would just essentially give me proficiency, right?
Yeah. Just
It's
roll a
proficiency
d20
plus
with proficiency plus whatever skill you
Wisdom.
want to add to it.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Sure.
So that's my medicine.
Wow.
Pretty good. 23.
Yeah. In the famous words, good soup.
Good soup.
I don't necessarily want anything from you. Heck, I don't know you. I'd like to get to know you a little more. Maybe that's something I'd like.
Is Wanayi flirting with this Lamia?
Do you want to get out of here?
Does she actually say that?
Yes.
Whoa!
I wish those little icons from the Discord would show up on the screen.
On the screen. Yeah.
Those are so
panting.
good.
the thirsty emoji.
I would. But as I'm leaving, I do want to sort of look towards Vera and the group.
Manny gives thumbs up.
Yeah. Quinn is gonna message Wanayi. Knock him dead, kid. I
Joe,
know.
is this the thing that you DM'd Nick about?
Yeah, it is.
No, not at all. Not in any way.
This is the first time you can unequivocally say that this stew fucks.
Yeah.
Accurate. Yeah, she leads you out the main door.
It's funny. Not my intention in any way.
Well,
Hey, you know what you need? The best ingredient for any kind of food is a little love.
True.
You know that needs to happen.
But yeah,
sometimes Sometimes, Nick, the best laid plans lead to the best laid pipe.
The- Gosh, we're different species.
Quinn's gonna say, I know it's your first time and everything. Why?
Oh man.
Vera,
Yeah.
who are you gonna fuck at this party?
Yeah, you can't let Wanayi be the only person who fucks.
I think Vera has been chatting away with Nephra and Vria during this period and kind of letting others go around. She, I think, like asks Vria if she can grab a moment with her alone. Like politely, right? Like
Yeah.
excusing Nephra or vice versa, but basically like asking if she can have kind of a private audience with her.
Sure.
And so
Maria
maybe
looks behind her and sees that this food table over here has been recently vacated.
yeah, nice, classic. Uh-oh, I know what happens if I touch this stew. We've seen the story before.
It is hot.
It's hot. Yeah, I see the remnants of what's very clearly a Wanayi stew. Having not seen him exit with Rena, but she kind of chuckles to herself and is like, "Attaboy."
I say there's no way Quinn didn't message Vera and be like, check out Wanayi's leaving with.
Let's go.
No,
Let's fucking go.
Quinn's message is just the emoji.
Yeah.
the red panting emoji.
Yes.
Overheated man. It's like one of my favorite emojis. Truly.
Overheated.
So I think having pulled her aside, Vera says, Your Honor, I am curious. Are you often asked to participate in trials? You are not a primus of your own right, although of course extremely important to our people.
I wasn't asked at all. I came here just because of the content of the trial. It's one of ours, and I feel that I should be here.
And you may not know this, but that is the person on trial is my birth mother, and I'm wondering
I do know this.
what your feelings are on her culpability or perhaps her guilt in a situation such as this. And I promise I mean this only out of pure curiosity. In fact, I am happy to share how I feel about it as well if it's of interest to you.
I have not been given the opportunity to speak with her. I only know what I've read from the dossier, but I want to believe that something happened to her, something caused her to do this, and it wasn't of her own volition, but I know that the circumstances of her departure from Ariabis were not the best, and so it could have caused her to go down a dark path. It's hard to say what her perception of all that was without the star.
I harbor no special love for Vasla, but I think because I harbor no special love, I can be impartial and fair in my treatment of her. I'm not blinded by my own emotion. I care about our people more than anything, but I also accept individual responsibility is important. I will be the first to admit that what I have seen and where we found her, she was not of sound mind and not of her own choice. That is clear. However, things led her to the path where she was put in a situation that maybe she should not be able to walk away from that fully without repentance. It seems too easy despite things being done to her that were clearly not her choice. And I think that when I think of the benefit of our people and the way we've been treated, that's in line with the way that we hold a standard for ourselves when a lot of the world chooses to see us perhaps in a biased light. I don't know if you agree with that position, but that is certainly mine.
Vera, you can rest assured that the outcome of this trial will not result in Vasla simply walking free with no repercussions. We're, I think, more or less assessing the gravity of her punishment, whether that be death, imprisonment, rehabilitation, whatever we see fit for this particular case.
Good. I ask only that that is carried out in that way. I think that is fair, and I think that is the right way of things. That being said, do you know who was ultimately responsible for what she became? I speak, of course, of the metallurgists.
I wish I knew more. She looks around. I don't think that this is the time or place, but I would be happy to discuss some of the leads that I've gotten in my own search for them. I know that they have machinations across Hebria, and I've been hearing, particularly recently, whispers of activities to the north.
Very well. I will make. I will not hide that I have a vested interest in the work that you are doing, and I would be honored if I could help you in any way. Please feel free to call upon me at a time that works for you, and I would be happy to discuss this further because I think it serves both of our interests. But I respect, of course, your time and your presence, and I thank you for the audience as well.
We will speak again.
And I think having
You want to
said
get out of
that-
here?
Have you had this stove? I think Vera is going to actually step. Like, can I give her some space? And she's actually going to swing around to Kiara, who's been kind of alone in the room most of this time.
Yeah. She's
And,
leaning she's probably leaning real cool against a column over here. By
Oh,
this
love
point.
even better. I come up and I do the anime wall thrust arm bam
The
against
Kabedon.
the Kabedon. No, I sidle up to her with an extra portion of the stew.
Oh wow.
And hand it to her.
If you were gonna do the arm thing, I was gonna make you roll charisma with disadvantage.
I'm gonna do it no matter what. Yeah, fuck it. That's just too funny to give up. I'll roll charisma with disadvantage. Sure.
Great.
I'm gonna see how well I can pass it off as a joke. Okay, charisma. There we go. All right. Wait, is it performance or just straight up charisma?
I would say if anything, it would be persuasion.
It's all the same. All right.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad. Real bad.
Didn't work.
Yeah. I missed the pillar.
You slip and fall.
Because it's
face
curved,
first.
I slip. I stumble. I stumble a little bit. Whoa. But I right myself and say, Kiara, how is your evening going?
This place is stuffy, and I wish that I was out in the halls patrolling and trying to figure out more about the heist. I mean, the trial.
The high ceilings.
The high ceiling. That's very good.
Maybe I can give you the out that you need to do the most valuable work that you can do. And I give her kind of like a knowing glance and a little side head tilt to the front door. and then I'm gonna lead her out by the hand, through the door to get her out of the room.
Okay. Is
Uh,
that significant that you're leading her out by the hand?
I think the idea is I'm trying to make it seem that if other passerbys observe her leaving, it's like Wanayi having left with Rena previously, which
Sure.
gives
The
her an
cover of
out and a cover to go and sneak around
Gotcha.
and do more heist prep.
Okay, so and then instead of a performance, I would probably ask for a deception.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a deception check. Oh, not my
Greg,
night
you're not
for
rolling well
deception.
tonight.
Not tonight.
Yeah, I think people notice, but I don't think that they are seeing the same sort of electricity between you
Sure.
that we saw in a previous coupling.
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
But you can
I'm
still
gonna.
lead her out if you'd like.
Yeah, I think. I think like she's trying to do this smoothly, and people are just kind of like observing and turning away, maybe like because they think it's a little bit cringe. And she's
Yeah.
and she's like, I've maybe misread the situation that was meant to be helpful to you. What do you want to do? I was really trying to give you an out, but now I've called attention to us, I fear.
Let's I think we can fail forward on this one. So just go with it. And she
Okay.
you're probably both about like here or so.
Yeah.
She turns to you and says, "Yeah, says what I just said, and I'll catch up with you." And she splashes her drink in your face.
Yeah. I think at that, like
Incredible.
there's like a mini like gasp of the people like closest to Vera, and Vera like lets the water kind of like like dribble off of her and kind of sighs and says, every time. And then walks over to one of the tables to grab some napkins or some towels to dry herself off before rejoining Nephra.
Quinn will message Vera, high five.
He's like, "Welcome to the club."
Welcome to the club.
Manny
Alright.
has eyes. He's like,
I want. Well, we've been told.
maybe after we've moved away from Talus, then here, and he like nods as they kind of get around the corner.
Do you think it's time we talk to Caliphate, or maybe we start with Zephyr first?
I was thinking, I mean, Zephyr is dancing with all the elves. Do you think they could be our lead into
Lead dancer.
talking to
I don't know if
Mirren?
she's a follower or a lead role in the. You mean? Oh, I see. You get an
She is a lead. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can tell.
Anyone can tell.
Well, we know Zephyr is pro-turtle and wants to execute Vazla.
He checks. He reads his note sheet.
Reads the dossier.
I mean, I'm almost tempted to just walk right up to Mirren and play some hardball. Maybe I could get Vera with me, and if you want to intimidate Caliphate?
Well, I guess I'm just wondering if we talk to Caliphate first, we might be able to get a little more details to use against America. 'Cause all we know right now is there was a cover up from a past connection with Caliphate's family, right? We don't really know anything else about it. So I don't know if we need to gather more information before we threaten. Because the idea, right, like just so I understand it, is if we want Mirren to be on our side, we'd have to threaten to release information, right? Or are we just
Yes.
going to release the information anyway because we want Mirren to topple? Like, I don't really know, but it feels like that actually is more useful against Caliphate because it would embarrass both of them, and we can maybe intimidate Caliphate from distancing to Mirren and just sink her anyway.
You know, Manny, you're a lot more shrewd than I give you credit for.
My intelligence score is low, not my wisdom.
I like your idea of talking to Caliphie first. Maybe we
Alright.
can throw our weight around a little bit, as it were.
I feel like every time you say that, I get punched in the face.
He's gonna go. Quinn's gonna go. Only in the past, and kind of tap him on the cheek. Surely that won't happen this time.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we make our way over to Caliphie.
Okay. Yeah, Calfe is talking with the 4 other human dignitaries in attendance. They do not immediately look at you as you approach.
What are they eating?
Oh my god, Joe.
Little weenies?
No, they are
Cocktail
eating let's
Meatballs.
see. It's like a stuffed pepper, but it's stuffed with bits of charred sirloin steak and seared onion.
Wait, beef is being eaten at this party? Well, Manny's just here?
Manny's actually eating a burger.
We've talked
Oh.
about this.
Okay, sorry.
Are they eating Midwest sushi?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I just said what they're eating.
I know. And Midwest sushi?
No.
Damn. All right.
It's like a stuffed pepper. It would be super messy if anybody else was eating it, but like they're not spilled.
Do we know who these other 4 people are? Like, have we heard about them or seen them in any news reports or
Dossiers.
dossiers?
How much time do you spend watching the news?
Probably not a lot, to be
I
honest.
ponder my orb every morning while I do my constitutional. And...
They all are dressed very important. You can tell that these are high-ranking members of the human clan in which society, and they all I would say that in the sort of like scheme of the Republic of Erebus, humans probably have the biggest chip on their shoulder because they're like naturally the least magically inclined race. So they
Ready for
all
turtles.
they all look at you with varying degrees of condescension.
Okay, before we walk up, I'm gonna put on my House Sisyphus signet ring.
Sisyphus.
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 That is how that is pronounced. I did read it again.
Yes.
My House Sisyphus
That house could push a boulder all the way up to the top.
all the way to the top.
Now this would be interesting too, because that is, while Sisyphus is a human-centric empire, right? But we don't actually know the relation between. Oh, sorry, not Sisyphus, but
Styria.
Styria. But we don't know the relation of. Can I do a quick history check of the history of Styria? Like the general relations between Styria and Erebus is where we are?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
Sure.
a smart thing to do.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. I have a -1 history if you'd like to make it instead, Joe.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah, you're a bard. Of course you are.
yeah.
I can roll to help. That's just a history for me. Okay.
That's only an 8.
I'll roll as well. A 19.
Oh my
rolling.
god!
Your natural
You're
20.
you're the idiot savant this evening.
Manny was born for this. It's just like herd
He
politics,
was born
guys.
to
You just gotta
schmooze.
know.
You didn't
Yeah.
realize it, but you're born to schmooze.
This is how we handle all of our politics in the herd. Yeah, so a natural 20.
Herd?
Yeah.
My second natural
Wow.
20 of the evening.
That's so good, Michael. Okay, let me think now. I was very prepared for a snarky answer to Joe's 8.
Yeah, Manny wasn't very good in school, but he did write his dissertation on this one very specific
Exactly,
topic.
yes, yeah.
Their relationship, they are two of the oldest nations in Hebria. And so I think that in the early days they had a very beneficial. They helped each other out quite a bit. I think that all of the human clan of Ariabus can trace its roots back to Styria and Styrian houses. And I think that in more current day politics, they have pretty good trade relationship, but they don't necessarily interact politically. They're pretty all on their own, especially with Styria in decline.
Sorry, and did you say Styria? Ariabus humans trace roots back to Styria. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't the other way around. Right. Okay, Styria is in decline. Okay, so positive. Like this wouldn't be a huge faux pas. This would be a curiosity to them, probably.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, my goal is to start the conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely a status symbol. That's a great idea.
Manny will make room for Quinn.
So I think that Manny and Quinn are going to like be talking to each other and kind of like really like be really animated, and we're gonna kind of back into their group by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And then
classic.
Yeah. It's the classic con. The hair.
Manny crushes this poor man just into the
And
oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there.
Quinn's gonna turn around and hold his hand up with the signet ring on it. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We didn't mean to intrude on your conversation.
I need to enlarge this one, mostly because all of my NPCs have sounded exactly the same tonight, and I want to try to make this one's voice a little different. Okay, that's what she looks like. Sorry, who did you back up into? Did you back up into Caliphate or into Gentleman?
Probably I backed up into Caliphate, Manny backed up into the Gentleman.
We double back up into this gentleman and double crush him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double crush.
Crush it, puss.
Dead.
I think that Caliphate will turn around immediately. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We just having
Is this your first time being let out of the pen?
Ooh.
well,
That's
damn.
not even a microaggression. That's just a macroaggression.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like it might be your first time based on your decorum.
I made a character choice there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure did.
You can see that they have. She has the delicious meal that I described, like spilled all down her front.
Ooh. Does
Well,
Quinn know?
Prestidigitation. No.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
He's gonna.
Is Manny?
I'm terribly sorry. Let me help you with that. And I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to like try and wipe some of this away.
Caliphate would. She'll immediately cast her own mage hand, knock yours away,
Oh. Dang.
Ooh.
and then she will prestidigitate on her own self.
Can I do a quick Arcana to see if I know what kind of magic? If she's a sorcerer or a wizard?
I'm
Sure.
so glad Wanayi's not in this scene.
16.
He would ruin it.
Caliphate is a wizard.
Caliphate's a wizard. Okay.
I'm terribly sorry, miss. I fully wasn't watching where I was going. And he's gonna like move his hand in such a way that very obviously shows off the signet ring.
Can you describe that action? Because I'm just imagining like
Like
really
I
slow,
imagine kind of like a almost like
Yeah,
I'm
like
so
a-
tired with her.
it's-
You
it's
bow,
a-
holding
yeah.
the drink out. It's
It's-
got the
it's a
ring right in her
bow.
face.
Yeah, it's a bow, but like his front hand is like palm
Oh,
facing towards his face, outward
Love
facing
that.
out.
love that. Yeah. Can you make a performance check, and I'll give you advantage with the ring.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh,
Everybody
Um,
but Michael and Nick are shitting the bed.
Manny says, "Oh, please let me get you another drink." She spilled her. She was eating, or was she also having a drink?
She was eating. I think just eating.
Okay. Because I was going to offer her a drink for cheersing, where it would become obvious too. But it's clearly,
She
yes,
she could have a drink too.
sure. So I think Manny turns and grabs. There's a assume a person walking by with a tray and grabs a plate and a drink and turns like, please, our apologies. We were just to carry on over this fascinating talk about the upcoming votes, particularly the Tortles. I've heard some rumors that you, of course, and he hands again her the drink and the food. That you all may have some strong opinions. We'd love to hear them. Please, cheers! Like to a night of sharing ideas, and bumps Quinn, not nudges Quinn to cheers as well.
I will do so.
And could I take a bite at the apple for getting the ring scene?
Sure.
I guess I'll do a performance as well. Or yeah, it doesn't matter. Performance, sure. Nope, 6. I'm not very good at that. She does not give a shit about our ring.
Nope.
All right. Okay,
Your baubles and trinkets mean nothing to her.
that's fine.
She looks at her cadre. I don't know why we even allow non-citizens to come to these, but the law's the law. What did you ask? What did you ask me?
Sorry, was that to me? I think you said Quinn.
Both of you. She
Oh.
just like kind of wasn't really paying attention.
Well, now that we have you here, we were just wondering about your positions on the upcoming vote, for the Tortles. Maybe understanding, just curious. Obviously, someone so important as yourself, your opinion carries great weight in the city, or in this realm.
Sure. I'm not okay with them joining us, and I'm not okay with that Gorgon getting away with basically kidnapping. I feel like I'm fairly justified in my opinions. If we add Tortles to the Republic, then we've got 8, and we're gonna have ties and gridlock, and nothing's ever gonna get done. It's a colossal mistake.
Manny turns
If-
to Quinn. Huh. Well, that's so interesting. Because everyone just says that the humans just vote with the elves here, and I guess it's true, Quinn.
That's what I was hearing as well. I mean, it seems to me it's
Kind of disappointing not to hear an original idea, but
Yeah, it's
and,
almost like there's only 6 members of the council, and one more would make 7. And
actually, sorry for a quick. Are we making a joke that the humans and elves are the same block, or are you actually doing math?
that was my joke. Yeah,
Okay, sorry. I was like, wait a minute.
that was my
Okay.
joke.
Mhm.
It was more of a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you want to hear my opinions, or did you want to make your pithy commentary?
Well, we weren't the ones to start pithy commentary, but I was hoping to hear an original idea. Was my only point.
Well, there's a difference between agreeing with like-minded friends and literally having a numerical tie every vote.
Manny laughs. Oh, they're calling them friends. Because a little birdie told me there was something a little closer with your family.
Caliphate looks to her cadre again. Fucking hate birds.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Fuck
me
birds.
now. Now we're
Wait.
talking. Now we've got some common ground.
Quinn and Manny goes, maybe I underestimated you.
Wait a minute. she rules. I didn't know we shared a hatred of birds.
What's to like? What's to like?
I just out of character. So Manny is trying to not because he's not obviously going to scare her or intimidate her in a physical manner here, but I do think putting both dropping the tidbit of there could be people know about maybe something else afoot, which Caliphate I assume would also know Caliphate.
Mm-hmm.
But also trying to drive a wedge that the humans are putting second class to the elves, right?
Sure.
Yeah, my goal is to make the humans feel like they're being taken advantage of.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, this is a highly magical group, and I feel like humans. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like humans are often sort of the brunt of many a joke in this society. I mean, there's often looked down upon for their magic abilities, and it seems like it would benefit humans if there was even some new blood that maybe was even less magically inclined. It might elevate the status of humans. I just don't really quite understand why humans would vote this way unless they were just going along with the elves. That doesn't seem like-minded. It seems short-sighted, which doesn't really feel like humans can afford.
Well, that is just a fascinating take from an outsider who does not have all of the information.
Manny smiles and goes, an outsider who has a lot more information than you may think, and he winks.
Do you want to get
You want to get out of here?
Make a persuasion check, and you've piqued her interest with your tactic. So I'm gonna have you make that with advantage.
Can I group persuasion check?
Yeah, because it'd be better if Quinn could make it, but because Manny's got a 0 on his persuasion. But I will do it if that makes more sense.
I'm fine with either.
Take it away, Quinn.
It's gonna be an
Jesus
18.
Christ. Oh wow!
Because you have the automatic 18.
It's minimum 18.
Right. I should have taken that into account when I set my DCs. Let's see here. Calfe kind of like massages her temples. And at first you think that it is because she's frustrated with your tactic and just sort of like your presence here. But she does it for like a long time. And you start to think like almost like she's like nursing an actual headache.
Interesting.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Can I do a quick arcana?
Yeah, I was gonna say I want the
check?
same thing.
Sure.
Or a medicine. Because I mean, I feel like my thought is, does it feel like something? Yeah, I'll do a medicine.
I did 23 arcana.
I got a 4 medicine, so.
For a medicine, she looked like she was nursing a headache. 23 on Arcana. Joe, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if this headache is from the result of a spell.
This headache is from the result of a spell.
Do I know which spell?
Or
do I get a
the
school?
nature of the spell?
You don't know what the spell or the school is, but you do know that let's see. You rolled very well. The headache appears to be the cause of a spell ending.
Oh.
So you can you can detect the presence of, I would even say like the foreign presence of magic, but not enough to determine what it was or
the origin.
But you can tell that the spell has ended, and now Caliphate has a raging headache.
Manny darts his eyes to Mirren. Can I do a perception check just to see if I notice anything, any like change in body that would give away that perhaps the ending of a spell, any somatic movements?
Sure.
20 perception.
20 perception. Mirren isn't even looking over here.
Not that she has to, but as and there was no twitch, no like nothing.
No twitch, no somatic components. They're just having a talk with the two elves.
I'm gonna cast message on Caliphate.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask them silently so no one else can hear. I'm gonna ask them, like, are you okay?
Calfe is going to look to her. I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Let me read this real quick. Calfe turns back to her friends and responds to your message, Quinn. Get the fuck out of my head right now. And ends the message.
Okay.
Yeah, Manny would be put on the back foot with this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Visitors, it's been so good to meet with you, but I believe that I must depart. If you have any questions for me or for any of our members of the clan, you can speak with Presidia here. She's my second in command. I will be going. Thank you.
Before I go, I just like to slip in one comment. Just think about being on the correct side of gridlock.
She rolls her eyes and walks past you.
Well, no reason to talk to you, Chuckle Fucks. See you later.
Before that, I think Manny watches leave and says, Presidia, is it does the Primus suffer from these headaches often?
The Primus's health is our concern. Thank you.
And he nods and goes, you see, well, I wish you all the luck. I think you're going to need it. And he watches her walk away. Yes, Quinn, we have other places to be, I imagine.
Yes, if you'll excuse us, please.
And now he walks over to this man.
By all means.
Walks to this man. The man explodes.
Breaks his other leg.
Say hashtag fuck birds as he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
They all nod.
Huh. Okay.
Nick, if you want to come back, I know you haven't played for the last 2 sessions, and I politely excused you to go have sex.
It's
in this
totally
one.
cool. No. It's totally cool.
Quickie in the hall.
I'm not upset. I'm glad to be back. Nice to listen.
You could also take care. You could have them pilot Victog because they are the same character sheet.
That's true.
Or we could cut over to
Victog.
Is that
the
what Victog's name is?
we could cut over to the spicy scene and become a very different
I
campaign.
don't think we need to roll performance.
I refuse to roll for sexual performance. Wanayi is a giver. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, but I think Manny kind of nudges Quiz like maybe we should chat with Vera quickly.
Vera's gone too, isn't she?
No, she got turned down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Talking with Nefra right now.
Yep.
So if we can all maybe kind of come to the middle, maybe we dance awkwardly because there's still
Yeah,
dancing happening.
The three of us
Yep.
all
Mhm.
dance together.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Vera,
Vera's gonna lean against this pillar close enough to talk to you, but decidedly not dancing with the three of you
Okay.
in an awkward.
Sure. I do think enough time has passed. Let's have Wanayi come back.
okay.
His paint's
So
a little off.
He struts in. He's strutting as he walks in.
Damn.
And the
And-
motion's over for him to come.
Yeah. Quinn's gonna message him. Wanayi, do you kiss and tell?
Well, gosh, what were you asking for at the beginning of the player question? Your light.
Your leitmotif.
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 Yeah, it's Staying Alive by the Bee Gees right now.
Oh, nice.
That's not what that means, but okay.
I know.
That's not what that means. But they motion for
when
him
I
to
will-
come join.
When I will just message back, like that water splatter emoji.
That's awful.
Yes, it is.
It's really nightmarish. All right, so we gather on this pillar, assuming Wanayi will also join us, and just share what we heard. Someone, Anthony, we got this. Someone was casting a spell on Caliphate, not Caliphate ending a spell.
Yeah, with Joe's Arcana roll, he got the sense that that spell was cast on Caliphate.
Guys, what the fuck? What does that mean? What do we do? Who do we talk to?
Yeah,
who can we trust? Who can we trust here? We can trust the turtles, but I doubt they know anything.
No, but Nefra could know something.
I mean, I could ask Rena.
It wasn't just a one and done thing. You got a number? You got a ascending stone?
That's a question, Anthony. I wouldn't mind if it wasn't a one and done thing. I'd like to have a contact in the council.
Rena comes through the doors after a polite amount of time. The snakes of her hair are sort of like swept off to the side, and she slithers proudly into the room and rejoins Nefra. She looks over at you, Wanayi, and gives you a wink.
I wink right back.
I've changed her stance to pro turtle ? Because it's not what we agreed on as the inroad, but it has.
What are you talking about?
something.
It says a deep sign of commitment, something personal and precious. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
What's more precious than his
Wanayi
first
gave up his
time?
virginity. Yeah.
the V card.
Yeah.
No, we're
What about his precious seed?
no. Oh, I hate.
I really thought that's what he was going to say.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, Vera, should we tell Nefra? I mean, it seems pretty fucked if a member of the council's under a spell. It didn't seem like it was a Mirren, and that's even almost more surprising. Like, who else would it be?
All jokes aside, should we ask the other council members if they're experiencing headaches? I mean,
That could be a good idea.
We also haven't spoken with Zepha. No idea what she's about. She's very intimidating. Anthony's nodding, so it seems correct.
It's true.
Can we roll some kind of, or can we talk to somebody to try to see if we suspect that somebody is under magical influence, would the mind melding potentially either reveal or affect others in that same way? I'm happy to do whatever you think makes sense, whether that's something you think we would innately know, or whether we should talk to somebody. But
That
I
doesn't
guess
seem like something
Vera,
that you would know. You could ask.
I think we should talk to Nefra. She's
Yeah.
someone we know we can
Ye-
trust, right?
yeah, I think I can. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think that makes sense.
So ask if she has a headache. Yeah, go ask if she gets headaches, or if she's noticed anything weird with Caliphate. And if you feel up to it, just say like, we think she's had a spell cast on her.
I think, yeah, I mean,
Oh.
just to like clarify, I think we can kind of hand wave a little bit of the back and forth. I think she would talk to all of us in this situation.
Yep.
But I think like I give her the I think you all give her the kind of Spark Notes version of like the conversation you had and then your suspicions. And I think like, yeah, Vera's point to Nephra is to say like, I'm particularly concerned about what could happen once the Star of Erebus is used and whether those affected might be able to infect others with the same problem, or whether that would be visible to others who share that experience. I'm not sure if this is something you've ever run into before.
At the very least, if someone is under an influence, it could taint the objectivity.
Never, are you feeling
That's
okay?
that's certainly the largest issue here. I feel fine. I've not encountered headaches recently, other than certain votes I've had to make. But
Politics, am I right?
but the star is an immensely powerful artifact. It's not something that could be tainted easily by any kind of spell, especially a spell that came from just one of us seven. I think that would have to be an enormous undertaking to shift how the magic works. Caliphate has always been weird.
Yeah, she was very odd.
Yeah, but the it would also take. Are you certain of what you saw? Because it would take an enormous level of power to cast a spell on any of us. We're Primuses. We're very, very powerful spellcasters.
Who's
Like,
the most powerful spellcaster in this room?
Do you want to have a 6-way dick measuring contest?
I'm not. I'm being serious. If someone is strong enough to influence other Primuses,
it would be
All coming from inside the house.
Will it be like they had a mask, right?
Oh, they could have. Yeah, a mask could amplify someone's power.
Oh, that's possible. I don't. So far as I know, none of the primacies have a mask, nor does any one in this room, this in attendance or on the council, or no.
being around three of them, is there any way? I'm not super wise in the magical ways, but feeling their magic so often, do I feel it from anywhere else? Can I
No.
sense it? Okay.
Nope.
Maybe there's one other potential thing is Caliphate could have voluntarily allowed a spell to be cast on her.
I suppose that's a possibility. I can't imagine why. I mean, we're all witches. Our individual our individuality is one of the things that we prize above all else.
Well,
It's
something's
just-
going on here.
I certainly agree. And I'm glad that you found out, but I wish it wasn't the night before such a momentous gathering.
Yeah, Manny nods. He goes, is there any sort of political maneuver that could cause the delay of something like this?
No. I don't think even a Primus passing away, we would carry on. They would choose a second. We've all chosen seconds, and they would fulfill their role in their place.
What if the entire delegation? No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
Manny's not going to murder all the humans.
Man, he's got a bomb.
I think I'm gonna try and run into Miran and do a sleight of hand check to see if I can see what he has on him.
She?
Okay. Uh-huh.
I feel like this could go really poorly, Joe.
I
I'm gonna cast
know.
guidance on you.
I know it could go really poorly.
It's so you're not trying to steal anything, but you're just trying to get
I'm
us.
trying to
magical
look.
items kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
just
like to
see. I'm trying to
join him.
see what he has.
Could I
I've given-
distract him? Could I like do something crazy on the by the food over there? Like
You do a Bowser shell through the window?
no, like fall into the table or honestly something silly even, but
Yeah.
to
Yeah, you could-
major.
Yeah, you could do that.
would like-
If you want to roll performance to assist.
I do have inspiration as well. I can.
I do 2 worst case scenario, but I will roll performance to assist. Ooh. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So, Joe, you can make this check with advantage. I have to set a DC. Okay.
18.
And you have
18.
you have guidance if you want to use D4.
Oh yeah, and a D4.
Big four.
pretty
21.
good.
Okay.
Nice. Now I have to figure out what Myron has on them. Let's see. Mirren is a tall and gender ambiguous elf. They have a ring on each middle finger, one with a sapphire, one with a ruby. They have nothing in their pockets.
Nothing
You
up
can
their
tell-
sleeves.
But a rabbit in their hat.
Um,
I'm gonna hide in his hat.
I wish he had like 12 buttons in his pocket or something real random.
oh, that's really funny. You can tell that they're wearing a necklace, but you cannot tell what the pendant is. The chain is just a common steel. They have sleight of hand. Let's see. So they have nothing in like their pockets of their trousers, but you can tell that there is something in their pocket, like in the inner pocket of their jacket.
Okay.
It's probably about you can't tell how big it is, but there's a very slight not bulge, but like you can tell that there's something in their pocket, but not accessible from the outside.
Sorry, so there was nothing in their pockets, but there is something in the pocket?
Nothing in their trouser pockets, but there is something in an inner jacket pocket.
Something in his pants.
And I don't have any information as to what it is.
I think based on you did roll very well, Joe.
Mhm.
based on the contact that you made with them, you can tell that it was fairly hard. It was probably about the size, like the width of a baseball, but
Like a deck of cards. Shape, size,
hard.
and shape.
Probably roughly about that size. Yeah.
Okay.
Much harder than a deck of cards, and probably about the same depth as a deck of cards. And you can tell that they're sort of like pretty subtly, like kind of like typically when they stand, they're like covering it with their arms.
Okay. So it's not a mask.
It's not a mask.
and
Definitely not a mask.
It's probably not like a spell casting focus.
Is it a sending stone?
Could be a sending stone.
They're communicating with somebody, maybe?
It could be just like a jewel of some sort. Okay. So I think
Excuse me.
yes, I'm terribly sorry. And like I think I have like fallen into him kind of. And then like as I'm like helping him up, that's what I like
Okay,
wrote.
I just want to be clear with the pronouns. Either you said ambiguous. Should we refer to Mirren as they them?
Yes, please.
Okay. So as I'm standing up, I'm like that's when I'm kind of running my hands through their pockets.
Sure.
I'm terribly sorry. I've just had a little too much to drink.
Can you remind me how tall Quinn is?
Like not that like I think like 4 or 5 without the ears.
Okay. So like I think that the only time that you would have run into this mysterious object on them is like when you collided. Like
Yeah.
helping them up, they are much taller than you.
Okay.
They're probably like 6'5", probably borderline like 6'7". Like this is a tall ass elf.
Okay.
So like their jacket pocket is probably like above your head.
I do think Quinn
It would be weird if you were like helping them up and like
Yeah.
feeling them up.
I do think Quinn can stand taller than that. Like
Sure.
Like he can probably stretch his like if I know my rabbit anatomy, they can like
reverse jointed.
yeah, they can like stand up like I don't know, like 6 inches taller than normal probably.
Sure.
So he's like upon making
11.
this person's acquaintance, he will stand up at his full height.
Sure.
And
they're still much taller than you.
Oh, I know. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I just backed into you there. My name.
You did.
Yes, my name is Quintilian.
I don't care.
Well, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance anyways. Your Honor.
Did you have a plan with this, Joe, or did you just want to check the items?
I just want to check the items, but I'm here now.
I couldn't agree more. You are pleased to meet my acquaintance. Make my acquaintance.
Yes, Mirren, was it?
Mirren, yes.
Well, how have you been? Nope. Hang on.
You want to get out of here?
High charisma character. I need a high charisma line.
You have high charisma, but not with this particular NPC.
Hang on.
Buffering.
While Joe's does that, and he goes, "Well, I think we just also in the short time of this party we have left, we should also chat with Zephyr. So I'm going to try to cut in because Zephyr's dancing, right?
Yes.
So while Quinn looks her line, Manny goes to try to cut in with Zephyr to just to make a connection
Sure.
and asks for a dance.
Yes. She agrees and switches over. This elf will rejoin.
Manny will
Group.
follow.
Yes, Zephyr is definitely leading. You actually make a performance.
Okay. I planned on.
He's all left hooves.
It's true. A 10.
A 10 is pretty close to my check, so I'm gonna say that you miss a couple of steps, but you're.
Can I guidance myself? Because I would have definitely given myself a little pat on the ass and walked out to the dance floor.
I think so. I don't remember how guidance works.
Well,
Sure.
in Baldur's Gate 3, you can just kind of do it whenever, but you gotta cast a spell.
Yeah. Okay.
One creature. One willing creature.
Okay. So if you're willing, yeah, you
I'm willing.
You make the check and are able to follow her lead pretty well.
Nice. She's tall as me. I'm very tall.
How tall is Manny?
I think he's like 6'7" or something. I'd have to look.
She's probably a little bit taller than you.
I have to check on that. Okay. Wow, very tall then.
Yeah, she's like 6'9".
6'6". That's pretty close. Okay. Wow. Dang. So she. Okay. Yeah. So sorry, Quinn. Joe, are you still looking for your line? I don't want to.
I'm going all in.
I don't like the sound of that.
Quinn's gonna look this person dead in their eyes and say, oh man. Well, I'm terribly sorry for interrupting. I was hoping to make acquaintance with the elf who has a preclusion for humans.
Proclivity?
Proclivity is a better word. And the one I was looking for.
I'm very happy for you. Why are you talking to me?
Well, I'd say a little birdie told me.
Fucking hate birds.
Oh
Wait,
my
the
god.
elves and humans rule.
Wait, you actually rule. I'd just say that I might have heard some rumors. Maybe through my network that you may have had a little proclivity some time ago.
This is a
Oh,
bold play.
okay. And
I
that entitles you to. Are you trying to blackmail me? Are you
Oh, is that not clear? Yes.
Are you trying to single me out as the one elf in this entire nation who's ever dabbled with humans or
Oh no,
any of the other?
I would like to blackmail you for your vote.
Ah, okay. How's that going?
You tell me. Would you like this on all over the world tomorrow?
And in what way are you going to get this all over the world?
I happen to know a very famous author.
Yes.
You may have known him. His name is Kenneth Adams.
I've read him.
Are you a fan?
It's not really my taste, but I've read him.
I mean, I happen to know who he is, and we together happen to have some connections. Get a little something printed up and you'd be all over tomorrow's tabloids.
Kenneth Adams writes novels. Are you going to write an entire novel about the suspicion that I had a relationship with a human?
It is sort of like isn't it kind of like a chapters thing? Kind of
Yeah,
old school.
he does release it like chapters at a time. But
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
You could just leave it be like, well, depending on how that vote goes tomorrow.
Yeah, depending on depending on how you vote tomorrow.
What's the human's name?
Jim.
Okay.
Oh, Joe's weakness.
I would like to make a deception roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to him, or to them, we both know that I know who it is. But it is a full-on bluff.
Yes, it is. I'm going to set this one high, Joe. I'll just tell you right now.
Okay.
Can I maybe suggest another bluff you could just make because you don't know in the moment?
Sure.
You could just say, what's Calife's family's last name? We would know this, I think.
You would. I didn't go that
That's
far
fine.
into the history.
I was just say like Caliphate, because I basically wanted to say you'd say the family name, but you could just say like Caliphate's family tree is, I believe, pretty well established in the public archives.
That's true. Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Because then you can say like you're saying I know, I know the connection.
Yeah. I'm gonna go one step deeper and say the human Primus names are in the public archive.
Well, we don't know if it is the Primus, but right. Okay. Yeah. But yes.
But I'm taking a stab.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna lower the check. It's still high.
19.
Wow.
Nice.
That is very nice. That does not beat it.
Yeah. Does the 22 beat it if we burn an inspiration?
You can't ask that question.
I can't.
You can't ask that question, but also no. Mirren leans down in a very condescending way to your height. It says, "So are you going to blackmail me? I'm still waiting."
What's the... It's the Eye of Erebus? Is that the...
Star.
The Star of Ariadus.
Star of Ariadus. He's gonna look back and he's gonna say, I just hope your future trials work as well without the Star of Ariadus.
That's also an insane thing to say, but okay.
It's Joe.
That's an insane thing to say. Do you
Very
know-
highly self-incriminating.
You don't know who I am. I'm gonna walk away.
You introduced yourself.
Not by name.
You literally
Yes, you
introduced
did.
yourself.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
It's
you
fine.
usually start your conversations by introducing yourself with your real name.
It's fine.
Also, she could ask
It's a fake
most of the people around. Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
It is late. I don't know if we want.
Yeah, I think
It
that
is
we should have
late.
ended on that's an.
Yes.
So we'll simply conclude this session by saying that's an insane thing to say.
Uh-huh. I'm swinging for the fences. I don't know what to tell you.
Awesome. Thank you for playing. Thank you all for listening. I hope that we'll be back to our regular schedule in the coming weeks. In the meantime, follow us on socials. And we'll conclude this soon. We should be pretty near to the end of the arc.
All coming together.
It's all coming
It's
together.
all coming together.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.